A few years ago, a man in Miami posted his lifestyle online every single day. Luxury dinners, designer clothes, VIP clubs, leased sports car, private yacht parties. Thousands of people envied him. Men wanted to become him. Women wanted to date him. Everyone thought he had made it. Then one day, his electricity got shut off. Not because of a mistake, not because of fraud, because he literally couldn't pay the bill. The car? Leased. The watch? Fake. The designer clothes? Bought on credit cards. The vacations? Buy now, pay later. The apartment? 3 months behind on rent. And suddenly people realize something terrifying. Looking rich and being rich are completely different worlds. Today, millions of people are performing wealth instead of building it. Social media made it worse. Now people don't just compete with neighbors anymore. They compete with celebrities, influencers, athletes, and strangers online. So people create a financial costume, and if you pay attention carefully, you'll notice some of your own friends are doing it too. Not because they're evil, not because they're stupid, because modern culture rewards the appearance of success more than actual financial stability. In this video, we'll break down the psychological signs someone is secretly struggling financially, why fake wealth is exploding worldwide, the habits that quietly destroy middle-class people, and how truly wealthy people behave very differently. Because sometimes, the loudest rich person in the room is actually the brokest one there. Sign number 1, they flex constantly online. One of the biggest warning signs, their life looks too perfect online. Every meal posted, every shopping bag photographed, every hotel tagged, every car filmed from 3 angles. Now listen carefully. Real wealthy people usually enjoy their money quietly, but fake rich people need witnesses. That's the difference. When someone is financially secure, they don't constantly need validation from strangers. But when someone feels insecure financially, they often overcompensate socially. Psychologists call this status signaling. It's when people use visible symbols to convince others and themselves that they're successful. That's why some people making $45,000 a year buy luxury belts. Meanwhile, millionaires wear plain hoodies because one is trying to look rich, the other is trying to stay rich. And social media made this behavior addictive. Every like becomes emotional validation. Every comment becomes temporary self-worth. So people start spending money not for happiness, but for content. The vacation isn't even relaxing anymore. The dinner isn't about enjoying food. The purchase isn't about usefulness. It's all performance. And sometimes the people flexing the hardest are drowning in debt silently. Sign number 2, they always buy the newest everything. New iPhone every year, new sneakers every month, new car every 2 years. They chase upgrades constantly. Now, upgrading isn't automatically bad, but financially struggling people often confuse consumption with progress. Buying things feels like moving forward. That dopamine hit creates the illusion of success. This is why marketers love insecurity, because insecure people are easier to sell to. Luxury brands understand this deeply. They don't sell products, they sell identity. The watch says, "I'm important." The car says, "I've made it." The designer logo says, "I belong with successful people." And many secretly broke people become trapped in a cycle. Feel insecure, buy expensive item, feel powerful temporarily, financial stress returns, buy again. It becomes emotional spending. A real wealthy mindset is different. Wealthy people often ask, "Will this asset improve my future?" Fake rich people ask, "How impressive will this look today?" Massive difference. Sign number 3, they panic about small bills. This one shocks people. Some fake rich individuals spend thousands publicly, yet stress over tiny private expenses. They'll buy a $2,000 handbag, then complain about a $12 subscription. Why? Because appearances are prioritized over stability. They spend heavily where people can see it, but struggle where nobody notices. You'll notice weird contradictions. Luxury shoes, but unpaid parking tickets. VIP vacations, but late credit card payments. Bottle service, but overdraft fees. It's financial theater. And the reason is psychological. Humans care deeply about social ranking. Historically, status affected survival. Today, status affects ego. So some people would rather look successful temporarily than quietly build actual security. Sign number 4. They never talk about saving or investing. Pay attention carefully. Do they only talk about spending, restaurants, trips, shopping, cars, brands, but never investing, emergency funds, retirement, assets, business ownership? That's a red flag, because wealthy thinking focuses on ownership. Broke thinking focuses on consumption. The average person buys liabilities trying to appear rich. The wealthy buy assets that eventually pay for liabilities. That's why many high-income earners are secretly broke. Income alone means nothing. A person making $300,000 can still live paycheck to paycheck, and millions do. Because wealth isn't about earnings, it's about what you keep. And in many countries today, people earn more than ever before, while saving less than ever before. Why? Because modern lifestyles expand faster than income. As income rises, expenses rise even faster. That's called lifestyle inflation, and it quietly traps millions. Sign number 5. Their mood depends on money appearances. Watch emotional behavior carefully. Some people become deeply emotional around status. If they can't afford something flashy, they feel embarrassed. If friends upgrade cars, they panic. If someone earns more, they become insecure. That's because fake wealth is often tied to identity. Their self-worth depends on appearing successful, and this creates exhausting pressure. Imagine waking up every day needing to maintain an illusion. That's mentally draining. This is why many people with flashy lifestyles secretly suffer anxiety, not because wealth causes stress, but because pretending to have wealth does. And sadly, social media intensified comparison to dangerous levels. People compare their real life to someone else's highlight reel, which creates endless dissatisfaction. Sign number 6. They avoid financial conversations. Ask simple questions like, how much do you invest? What's your saving strategy? How's retirement planning going? Some people instantly change the subject. Now, privacy is normal, but extreme discomfort around finances can reveal instability. Because deep down, many fake rich people know the truth already. Their lifestyle is fragile. One emergency could collapse everything. One medical bill, one layoff, one recession, one breakup, one accident, and suddenly the illusion disappears. Real financial security creates calmness. Fake wealth creates tension, because maintaining appearances is expensive. Sign number 7. Everything they own has monthly payments. This is one of the biggest modern tracks. Monthly payments make expensive lifestyles look affordable. Luxury car, only $899 a month. Vacation, 4 easy payments. Designer items, buy now, pay later. Furniture, no money down. Modern society normalized debt so aggressively, people stopped seeing it as danger. Now debt feels normal. But here's the problem. Payments quietly steal future freedom. Every monthly payment reduces flexibility, and eventually some people become prisoners of their own lifestyle. Their paycheck arrives already assigned to debt. Car payment, phone payment, credit cards, subscriptions, loans. So despite earning decent money, they feel financially suffocated. That's why some people making 6 figures still feel broke. Because income matters less than obligations. Sign number 8. They're obsessed with looking successful fast. Real wealth usually grows slowly, very slowly, boringly slowly. But fake rich culture hates patience. People want millionaire lifestyles immediately. Not in 20 years, not after investing, not after discipline. Now. That urgency creates terrible decisions, risky crypto gambling, luxury financed purchases, fake business gurus, scam investments, status spending. People become addicted to shortcuts. But real wealth is usually built quietly through time, consistency, ownership, investing, patience, delayed gratification. The boring stuff. That's why true wealth often looks unimpressive at first, and fake wealth often looks glamorous initially. But over time, the outcomes reverse dramatically. Sign number 9. They care more about brands than quality. Secretly broke people often buy logos. Wealthy people often buy value. Huge difference. One buys to impress strangers. The other buys for long-term usefulness. That's why many wealthy individuals wear simple clothes. Not because they're cheap, because they don't emotionally need branding validation. Meanwhile, fake rich culture depends heavily on visible status markers. Big logos, luxury packaging, recognizable labels. Why? Because the goal isn't utility. It's signaling. And companies know this. That's why luxury marketing focuses heavily on exclusivity and image psychology. Some people buy products they cannot afford to impress people they don't even like. Crazy when you think about it. Sign number 10. Their lifestyle doesn't match financial logic. This is the ultimate sign. The numbers simply don't make sense. You know their salary roughly, yet their lifestyle seems mathematically impossible. Luxury apartment, expensive car, frequent travel, designer clothes, constant spending. Either they're secretly wealthy, deep in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, or financially supported somehow. Because math eventually exposes reality, and many people today are surviving through debt-fueled lifestyles. Not wealth, debt. That's why appearances can fool almost everyone. A broke person can look rich for years, but maintaining fake wealth eventually becomes exhausting. Reality always sends the bill. Why this is happening globally? This isn't just an American problem anymore. It's worldwide. From Dubai to London, from Mumbai to Los Angeles, from Lagos to Toronto, people increasingly feel pressure to look successful. Why? Because we now live inside digital comparison. For most of human history, people compared themselves to maybe 100 people nearby. Now people compare themselves to millions online daily, and algorithms reward envy. The more luxurious something looks, the more attention it gets. So people unconsciously learn looking rich earns social value, and eventually appearance becomes more important than reality. That's dangerous financially and emotionally, because fake wealth creates hidden stress few people talk about. What real wealth actually looks like. Real wealth is usually quieter than people expect. It often looks like low debt, investments, emergency savings, financial freedom, multiple income sources, peace of mind, flexibility, ownership, patience. Real wealth means you don't panic over emergencies. You can survive job loss longer. You can help family if needed. You can make choices from freedom instead of desperation. And most importantly, real wealth buys time, not just stuff. That's the ultimate flex. Not the watch, not the car, not the logo. Freedom. The richest person in the room. Years ago, a journalist asked an old millionaire, "What's the biggest mistake people make about money?" He answered, "They think wealth is what they see. But real wealth is often invisible. The paid-off house nobody brags about. The investments nobody posts online. The savings account nobody flexes. The quiet discipline nobody notices." Meanwhile, fake wealth screams loudly for attention. So next time someone looks rich online, remember, luxury is easy to rent. Status is easy to fake. Debt can imitate wealth for a while, but true financial freedom, that takes discipline. And maybe the richest person in the room isn't the loudest one. Maybe it's the calm one, the person who doesn't need to prove anything. Because when you're truly secure, you stop performing success and start living it.